sheriff in town. And his name is
Tom Homan.
Y'all best get used to it.
There's a new sheriff in town. There's a new sheriff in town. There's a new sheriff in town! There's a new sheriff in town!
Guys, we all know, and I'm actually very disappointed and sad to even speak about it, but we all know the story by now of Laken Riley, a young 22-year-old college student majoring in nursing at UGA, was hunted down by an illegal immigrant who had crossed the border, who had actually was supposed to be deported and had been caught by the authorities a couple times, but was allowed to remain and was not even held or confined or incarcerated, and committed a terrible crime of murdering this young lady who had her entire future ahead of her, and she was totally innocent and not trying to harm anyone. Well, now that's actually part of the mandate of our new president, Trump, going to be inaugurated this January 2025, and has actually been working on electing and selecting members of his cabinet. And I am very excited about his new Border Czar, Tom Homan. Guys, very impressed with Tom Homan. I am not sure if you guys already know who Tom Homan is. If you watch this video and stay to the end, you'll have a good idea of who he is. I am very impressed with this selection. To me, he reminds me of a lot of movies that I've seen where they said there's a new sheriff in town. Because yes, Tom Homan is Trump's new Border Czar that he has selected. And definitely there's a new sheriff in town. Tom Homan has worked with Trump before, and he has also worked with other presidents on the border. So he brings experience to the position. And one of the things that I like about him is that he is definitely very hard and very strong about the border. And I think that after Trump is inaugurated this January 2025, that we are going to see and witness some changes very quickly there on the border. One of the main governors, the governor of Texas, is also very excited about this selection and working with Tom Homan in the upcoming administration with Donald Trump, as Tom being the new Border Czar, because a lot of the border security and things that were happening at the border, the governor of Texas was isolated or didn't have any support from the federal level because the Biden administration was not trying to support him and were partisan against his ideas. But watch this video and let's get an introduction to Tom Homan.
We understand Donald Trump has made his choice for a border czar. What do we know so far?
Yeah, this is Tom Homan, who headed up ICE back when Trump was in office the first time. He was the acting director of ICE, so now he's going to be in this border czar position. One of the first hires announced by the former president, the former now president-elect. Perhaps not a surprise. They've worked together before. Homan is known as kind of a hardliner on the border. He's been very outspoken against Biden over the past 4 years. So not a surprise that he's going to get this position. It does show the kind of urgency that Trump feels when it comes to this particular issue.
Yeah, and it also looked like he was taking many calls from foreign leaders, including Russian President Vladimir Putin.
There, guys, that's a short introduction to Trump's selection of Border Czar Tom Homan. And if you haven't heard him speak, I'm going to play and share another video with you to allow you guys to hear him speak briefly. But He is a very hardliner when it comes to the border. And I think that he is a very serious individual, and he's going to be a very serious individual when it comes to this new border and the responsibility that the new president is entrusting him with, and someone that we can trust to make a lot of changes there at the border. Let's watch this video briefly to hear him speak himself.
In communities across the entire United States of America. And I am proud to have with us today the next Border Czar, and that is Tom Homan.
Thanks, Governor. Look, you guys know me. For the last 4 years, I wake up every morning pissed off about what this administration did to the most secure border in my lifetime. Let me be clear. I worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. Every president I worked for took steps to secure the border because they understood you can't have strong national security if you don't have border security. We need to know who's coming in, what's coming in, where's coming in, why it's coming, all those questions, right? No one did better than President Trump. President Trump's one badass president to secure this border at a level we've never seen before. Illegal immigration was down to a 45-year low. Illegal immigration was down between 83 and 90%. Unprecedented success. Joe Biden's the first president in the history of this nation who came into office and unsecured a border on purpose. This isn't mismanagement. This isn't incompetence. This is by design. So the first morning I woke up with a smile on my face was the day after the election when President Trump won. Because he's going to come back. He's going to finish the job he started. First of all, he sends his well wishes here and happy Thanksgiving, President Trump. Also, we got a secretary coming in, Secretary Kristi Noem, the governor. I've met with her numerous times. She's the right person at the right time for the right job. She gets it. She has a lot of great.
There, guys, you heard it yourself, Tom Homan speaking. And guys, he actually said that the border was made insecure and open on purpose by the Biden administration. And if that's true, guys, why do you think that a president of these United States would make our border unsecure? You can't really have a country with no borders. And why allow people to enter the country illegally? And guys, I'll tell you, I'm all for having people immigrate to our country, but there are laws and methods that are set in place that must be followed. And even us as citizens of this country, if we break the law, there's a penalty. So why should there not be a penalty if someone enters this country and commits a crime and they came into the country illegally? So we have a great amount of hope for the new Border Czar, Tom Homan, selected by President Trump, that he is going to be a very strict flatliner on the border to reestablish the border and reestablish the guidelines for immigrants to come into this country the legal way. And again, as far as him mentioning Biden and his administration allowing so many people to enter the country illegally, I have a theory in terms of why they did that. I think that perhaps they wanted so many people to enter the country so they could establish a new electorate to voting, as far as being able to get those people to vote Democratic so that they could remain in power and remain in office. That's literally the only reason I could think why they would do such a thing that could cause such a travesty and put the very citizens of this country at risk, as we witness what happened terribly to Laken Riley. I ask that you guys drop down in the comments and give me your ideas. Why do you guys think President Biden allowed immigrants to come into this country illegally and just open the borders? What are your opinions on that? I would love to know. Please drop down in the comments and share that. And guys, I want to thank you guys for following my channel, watching my content, sharing my content. And of course, I ask, if you like the content as you watch it, please hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate that. It does help with my channel and, of course, the YouTube algorithm. Guys, we all know who AOC is, a woke, liberal leftist in Congress from New York. She is very outspoken and, in my opinion, very radical. Well, she had an interchange with Tom Homan in Congress at a hearing. And again, if you want to get an idea of who Tom Homan is, let's watch this interchange and see how he deals with the woke leftist AOC herself. Check this video out.
And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay. Mr. Chair, the memo is submitted to the record for review.
There, guys, we watched a very interesting exchange between the woke leftist AOC and the new Border Czar Trump selected for his new administration. And as we see, and we all know how AOC tries to dominate a situation or a conversation, but we see that she attempted to, I would say, corner Tom Homan, but she could not. As a matter of fact, at some points, as you saw in the video there, he actually had her searching for words, and she was lost for words and did not know what to say. So again, guys, I have a lot of confidence in the new Border Czar Tom Homan, and I do not know if the family of Laken Riley will see this video. My sincere condolences to that family. May God be with them and bless them and keep them, and hopefully other families will not have to endure such a travesty of losing a loved one to an illegal immigrant that came across the border improperly. Also, in that video, I want to point out one thing. As far as even as a citizen, as Tom Homan said, if we commit a crime, it does not matter if we have a wife, family, or children, we will surely be separated from them. And if there's no one to take care of the children, they will call in child services. So we see that the left tries to make every excuse that they can to attempt to stop the deportation of the illegal immigrants. But Tom Homan has said that he's going to use every measure of the law to make sure that the border is enforced under the new Trump administration. And I am here for it. I am excited about it. And I am Roderick Petway. This is the Rod Petway Show on iVision Media. Please like the video, follow my channel, look out for upcoming videos. Thank you.